Tonight at 9 on DC News Now, a tragic string of events. A double stabbing, a kidnapping of 3 young children, a police chase ending with a baby girl killed. Police are connecting the dots from several scenes. A rally in Maryland for President Biden and Vice President Harris, touting a deal to drop some prescription drug prices.
No senior should have to choose between either filling their prescription or paying their rent.
How those in the crowd are feeling about the new Democratic ticket.
Hey everybody, dragging rain going into your Friday and weekend. We'll look at totals. They're coming up.
Anytime a worker is counting on receiving their fair share of a tip pool, they're entitled to know what the rules are, what they're going to be paid and when.
And settlement reached. A hotel company ordered to pay employees thousands of dollars for its lack of transparency. Why the Attorney General's office is calling the decision a win for workers.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on DC News Now at 9. I'm Susan Tran. Developing now at 9, a deadly police chase. It ends with a crash on 495 in Maryland this morning, killing a baby girl and hurting 2 other children. Police say it all started with an Amber Alert overnight in Virginia. It all started last night when the suspect was accused of stabbing his ex-wife and stepchild in Virginia Beach. He then took off with the couple's 3 children in a black Honda SUV. Police put out an Amber Alert at 2 Thursday morning. The suspect's car was then spotted in Fairfax County around 8:45 this morning. Police tried to stop him, but he drove off onto 495. He later crashed near the Branch Avenue exit in Prince George's County, Maryland. DC News Now's Marielle Carbone joining us live now from Children's National Hospital, where those children were taken. And Marielle, this is just such a heartbreaking story.
Yeah, Susan, certainly an emotional day for everyone involved in this. We're told the suspect is the father of those 3 young children, all of them under the age of 7. Now, the one child, just over a year old, died here at the hospital. The other 2, 5 and 7, are still being treated. From Virginia Beach to Temple Hills, Maryland, an unthinkable chain of events unfolding.
I didn't know he was going to do nothing like that.
David says he spoke to his neighbor, 36-year-old Dana Plummer, last night when Plummer asked to use his phone around 6:30.
I thought it was an emergency. He said, I got my kids in the car because I told him, come on inside.
Then things took a turn. According to Virginia Beach police, Plummer is accused of stabbing his ex-wife and 12-year-old stepchild in Virginia Beach before taking off with the couple's 3 young children, 16-month-old Zariah, 7-year-old Zion, and 5-year-old Zaire. The stabbing and abduction shocking to neighbors.
It surprised the heck out of me. But like I say, it's quiet out here.
Police issued an Amber Alert for the kids at 2 this morning and later got a hit on Plummer's black Honda SUV in Fairfax County. This video shows Virginia State Police pursuing him.
Strap on the shoulder. In excess of 100.
Shortly after 9 a.m., Plummer crashed his car in Prince George's County, flipping it near the Branch Avenue exit. In this video, the aftermath.
Major crash. All right, we have a baby recovered from the vehicle. She looks like it's life-threatening.
According to police, all 3 kids were taken to Children's National Hospital, where the youngest, Zariah, died from her injuries. The conditions of the other 2 are unknown.
That man was going through a lot, and he's been going through it for a while. It's a problem with mental illness.
And we know that Plummer is in custody. He was taken to another area hospital for treatment. Susan, as far as charges go, the Maryland State Police, they are handling the investigation into today's crash, and they'll handle any charges that could be related to the crash. As for the stabbing and the abduction, Virginia Beach Police, they are handling that and will issue any charges for that case down there. Reporting live from Children's National tonight, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
DC News Now is your local election headquarters. President Biden and Vice President Harris, you see right here, making their way to Largo, Maryland. This is their first appearance together since Biden dropped out of the race. The 2 announcing a new deal to help cut drug prices and curb rising inflation. Many in the crowd, they were largely black voters who say they're really excited to see Harris there on the stage.
Wonderful for our young ladies and young men to see someone that looks like them. You know, in politics doing really positive things.
Voters tell us reproductive rights, access to health care for vets, and immigration and border control are all top of mind as they head into November. Former President Trump spoke in New Jersey today, where he blamed Harris for our inflation rates. Trump's economic proposals include extending his 2017 tax cuts, increasing oil drilling, and adding tariffs to all imports. Now, his running mate, Senator J.D. Vance, says this is what the country needs. Both the Trump and Harris campaigns have agreed to 3 debates ahead of the November election, and we're going to have more details about them coming up at 9:30. Let's take a live look outside right now. The Washington Monument, beautiful night. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb, and this is it. We're gonna head into some shadier, shakier conditions.
Yeah, and don't like the weather changing, really going into your Friday and the weekend, right? And it's not the greatest conditions. We're tracking in rain, and it's going to allow us to lose all this goodness we've been seeing with all the sunshine, right? Enjoy tonight before you start to notice the increasing clouds that will hover mostly for our western communities, and they will be very noticeable from Winchester down towards northern Virginia tomorrow morning. If you're across Prince George's County and D.C., not so much. Really will be divided. Here's the storm system. It is going to gain some energy from the Great Lakes, and that's what's going to head our way going into tomorrow afternoon. By no means is this a washout across the DMV, so don't you dare cancel any plans. We'll just leave home with the umbrella handy. Temperatures as a whole right now still very mild for the metro area in the lower 80s, 72 out towards Fairfax County. Hey, good evening, Baltimore up towards the 95 corridor, 72. And so dew points, they're fairly high tonight where you have the AC. It is cranking once again. We have these changes that linger as well into your Saturday and Sunday. What is the big day? I have that forecast. It's coming up.
In the district, a hospitality company has been ordered to pay $126,000 to restaurant workers. D.C.'s Attorney General says that IHG management was not transparent with employees at its Intercontinental hotel there at the wharf. And that's where we find our Daniel Hamburg joining us live. And Daniel, the AG says this is a win for workers. So what happened here?
Well, Susan, the AG says there was a lack of transparency in the tip pools for workers at the former Moon Rabbit restaurant here at the Intercontinental Hotel. Now, those workers will be getting a payday. 42 employees of the former Moon Rabbit restaurant at the Intercontinental Hotel will be getting more than $126,000 from owner IHG.
This restaurant was not sharing transparent real-time information with its tipped employees about how they were getting paid their share of the tip pool.
It was one of many reasons workers tried forming a union.
We are the union.
And picketed last year after Moon Rabbit abruptly closed.
People are thrilled. I mean, it's a lot of money. It's a huge victory for them, and I think sends a great message to other restaurant workers across DC who are still struggling.
Workers claimed it was unclear how service fees were allocated and that it would take weeks for tips to be distributed in paychecks. Attorney General Brian Schwab says those claims were validated by his office.
Because that puts workers in an uncomfortable and disadvantaged position, because it violates our wage laws. We investigated and held this company accountable for not doing what the law requires.
An IHG spokesperson said the settlement isn't an admission or proof of wrongdoing, saying, quote, the claims brought by the district were not based on underpayments, but instead on IHG inadvertently not providing workers with notice of its tip-sharing policy. So in addition to the $126,000 for workers, they also owed the district $60,000. Now, Chef Kevin Tien, who ran Moon Rabbit, he now has a separate location. He cut ties with IHG, and his location in Penn Quarter has nothing to do with the settlement here at with IHG. The AG says he hopes this sends a message to other restaurants that they need to follow the law. We're live in Southwest. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
Daniel, thank you. New at 9 in Maryland, a routine traffic stop in Frederick County. In the car, police say they found half a pound of crack. Deputies pulled the car over for speeding early Tuesday morning right there on I-70 West, right near Route 40. And along with the crack cocaine, investigators say they also found 2 pipes and other drugs. In D.C. now, the jury is deciding the fate of a former Parks employee who shot and killed a 13-year-old boy in Northeast last year. He says it was in self-defense, while prosecutors say he would not have been in danger if he stayed inside of his home. D.C. News Now's Max Marcilla has more on the closing arguments from court today.
Jurors deliberated for about 2 hours, but they have left the courthouse without a verdict today, and they will come back on Friday to deliberate some more. What happened in court on Thursday? Well, it was closing arguments, both the defense and prosecution using some surveillance video and audio to outline their case, which centers around whether or not Jason Lewis acted in self-defense or whether he is guilty of second-degree murder. Now, during the defense's nearly 90-minute closing argument, the attorney said Lewis felt threatened. He went outside of his home because he heard the sounds of people breaking into cars, and then they say Lewis saw a light and heard a noise he perceived to be a gunshot, and that's when he fired once at a car in an alley. Lewis himself testified yesterday saying he thought the driver of that car fired a gunshot first. And then Lewis ended up firing a second and third shot when 13-year-old Karan Blake came running his way. But prosecutors say Blake's running was a natural and fearful reaction to the first gunshot Lewis fired, and that Lewis was actually the first aggressor. Prosecutors say Blake should not have been breaking into cars, but he did not deserve to die. They also played audio of Blake's final words in which he said, "I'm sorry," 5 times, and then said, "No, no, no, I'm only a kid. I'm only 12. The prosecution argues Lewis didn't wait to see a gun before he lifted his own weapon up, and that he left his home where he was safe in order to go outside. The jury will come back on Friday to continue deliberations and potentially offer a verdict for the second-degree murder and the assault with a dangerous weapon charges. Reporting at D.C. Superior Court, Max Marcilla, D.C. News Now.
Students in Virginia, fair warning for everyone. You could soon lose your ability to have a cell phone at school. The Department of Education has released its draft policy following Governor Glenn Youngkin's executive order last month. So it calls for school districts to ban students from using cell phones from the first bell all the way until dismissal. And the guidelines will differ slightly for elementary, middle, and high schools. The next step now is to get a lot of feedback from families through an online survey. The whole goal here is to have a school cell phone policy ready to go by January 1st. In the district, a last hurrah before those kids hit the books. There was a back-to-school block party at the Columbia Heights Education Campus. There was loads of fun to be had with a rock climbing wall, food, and a talent show. Organizers also gave away 3,000 backpacks to students.